What is your opinion about the situation that happened in Crimea? Crimea is illegally occupied territory. Declarative referendum has no legal force because it was organized with the breach of international and Ukrainian law. It doesn't reflect the real wish of citizens of this particular territory. The governmental bodies at the moment facilitated the Russian annexation and they have to be prosecuted. Ukrainian publicity showed the not understanding of the conflict. Ukrainian journalists were involved into events in Kiev and Crimean conflict was not in the focus of Ukrainian media. So I can say that the operation on annexation of Crimea was planned and organized beforehand with involvement of really obvious circle of people. We have to search for a cause, not only in the Crimeans that they were pro-Russian, wanted to live more in Russia, but as well on the continental Ukraine. Because when we were learning history of Ukraine, we didn't touch the questions of Crimea, of its history. We only learned that in the Cossacks period, Crimean Tatars were invading Ukraine and Cossacks fought them back. But how the development of Crimea happened, what rulers it had, we really didn't learn that. That's why Ukraine started to miss Crimea when it lost it. It understood that the Crimea is ours and its question was reason actually. Before that the Crimea was just a resort place. Why exactly did you leave Crimea? Yes, from March I moved myself to the continental part of Ukraine and lived in different places and cities. People in our team, we were very pro-Ukrainian. We made different projects about Ukraine. We tried to establish Ukrainian classes in different schools in Crimea. We are very connected with the Ukrainian community, with Euromaidan community. That is why maybe it was not so safe for me to stay there. We say that Crimea is Ukrainian, but we have to face the truth anyway, that Russia has come there. And it undertakes more and more initiatives aimed at adopting people, passports, documents. As a principle, I don't want any Russian documents, but without them, you cannot stay there within the legal field, even if you explain that you possess the Ukrainian passport. As well, as a principle, I didn't want to search for a job there because I consider that it's a work for traitors or occupants. And the majority of my friends, they moved to the continental part of Ukraine. Can you return to Crimea to visit your relatives? My relatives stayed there, my granny, cousins, and that's why this situation is painful for me, as it's personal and I cannot go there. I don't have the possibility to visit my relatives from there, even to connect with them normally. And just the talks with them don't go so well, because, unfortunately, they support the state of order that is now there. I don't want to go there and don't want to overcome all these procedures on the border. There is no satisfaction in this and you will understand that you are like leaving the country. Now we have problems with transport connection with Crimea. But actually, you can do it. If you want, so you can do it. About safety, so I am not sure. Because sometimes I have problems with the Russian security service. And they meet me and ask why I have some Ukrainian symbolics with whom I want to meet in Crimea. Where will I stay? So it's not very comfortable moment. Is there a possibility that Crimea will turn back to Ukraine? Crimea is clearly Ukrainian. There cannot be a second thought on that. But for it to return back to Ukraine, we need serious steps, of course. In the first place, in 2017, the main destabilizing factor in Crimea has to be deleted, the Russian naval base. Remilitarization of Crimea. Unfortunately, there is completely unjustifiable number of military units located. After, this is the organization of local elections on the basis of the Ukrainian law. The campaign on revitalization of the public climate is needed. Namely, the Crimean Peninsula is exposed seriously to the informational attack from the Russian Federation. This is connected with the huge quantity of retranslated TV channels from Russia that are clearly propagandic. Restoration of educational norms of the sovereign Ukrainian state. Yes, but it's not a very short process. It's a process of hard decisions, long term. Russia really does a lot to make it Russia, with all these autocar signs, passports, insurance, etc. We need a very good and a long-term strategy to return Crimea, and more, not even to return, but to adapt people to Ukrainian reality. I think that Crimea will come back to Ukraine. Possibly not at once and not so easily as we would wish it to. But we hope and we believe in that. The Crimeans that currently reside in Crimea are left if they still want to come back to Ukraine, to add their native land to our native country. A lot of them are Ukrainians. A lot of them were born in the independent Ukraine, and they wish to be in their native homeland, but not in Russia, I think, persists.
Суєна